Hello and welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to solve the first problem of the problem set 2. So let's go to the problem set. So this is a problem set 2 and we're going to start with the first problem. This problem set is kind of math oriented. So if you don't like math very much, I really encourage you to bear with it because math is so crucial in computer sciences and in programming. And really, if you don't like math, you have to like math, okay? Because you're gonna see later how it's going to facilitate a lot of problems. Alright, so this is not about math, so let's get started. So here we have write a C program which reads two numbers N and P from the standard input, which is the keyboard, and calculate the number of combinations we can make from N if you choose P, and then print it on the screen. So if we have taken a math class before, this notation might be familiar to you, but if not, again, this is a notation that allows you to basically, if you have, I don't know, like 10 elements and you're gonna choose 8 elements, how many different ways you can choose 8 elements from those 10 elements. So maybe you have 3 colors, or let's say you have 5 colors and you want to choose 3 elements, how many different ways to choose different sets of colors. So maybe you can choose the first and the second and the third color, or maybe you can choose the first and the second and the fourth, and then maybe the first and the second and the fifth, and maybe the first and the third and the fifth, and so on. So how many combinations do we have, different combinations do we have in that? So even though if you don't want to understand this, the mathematical behind this, all you need to know is to be able to apply a formula. Really, that's the purpose of this video. If you have a formula, if you have a mathematical formula, can you apply that in a program? And I gave you here the programming expression, how you can write it. So the combination of n, p is factorial of n divided by the factorial of p multiplied by the factorial of n minus p. So as you can notice here, it involves creating the factorial function, which we have covered in the course. So if you get back to the videos of the course, you can see one of them contains the factorial. So for example, if we give it the combination of 5, 2, then the sample output will be 10, okay? So let's start working on this problem. So the first thing that I'm gonna try to do is create the factorial function. So the factorial function is a function, factorial, that takes one integer, n, and then it returns the factorial of n. So basically I'm gonna declare a variable called the answer here, which has 1, and then 4, let's declare an integer I, and then 4, I starts from, well, for I starts from 2, while I is less than or equals to n, I plus plus, and for every iteration we're gonna multiply the answer by I, and then finally we're gonna return we're gonna return the answer, sorry. Now let's test our factorial function to see if it works or not. So I'm gonna print f an integer, and then I'm gonna calculate the factorial of 4. Now the factorial of 4 should be 24, I guess. So let's see. That's it. That's 24. Now the first part of the problem has been solved. So we know how to compute factorial of any number. Now the final thing that we have to do is basically to apply the formula. So let's create a function called comp, just as it was how it was defined here. So comp of n and p. So comp takes two integers n and p, and basically it returns the factorial of n, so factorial of n divided by the factorial of p, so factorial of p multiplied by the factorial of n minus p. Yeah. And notice the parentheses here, because these two multiplications have to be in the denominator, okay? Otherwise, the C language would divide these two together and then multiply the result by factorial of n minus p, which is wrong, okay? So the order of the operations matter. So basically the final thing that we have to do is to basically test the program. So let's test the program. So we're gonna try to calculate the comp of 5, 2. So 5, 2. And let's see the result, and the result is 10. So as expected. So the problem works. The only remaining thing that you have to add here, since it told you that it wants a complete program, not just a function, is to add the extra printf, asks the user, give me n, give me p, and then you calculate the result of comp n, comma p, and then printf the result. So you can do that on your own. So yeah, so I'll leave you here.